Hi, I'm Maria DeSimone, a professional astrologer and the creator of InsightfulAstrology.com. Welcome to Bite Size Astrology, a unique cooking show where I combine my love of food with my astrological knowledge to bring you useful astrology in bite-sized pieces that you can learn and grow from. Today, I am going to make a fabulous recipe of stuffed peppers. And while I am making this, I'm going to talk to you all about a fascinating transit that's coming very soon and will affect all of you in a dynamic and empowering way. Uranus in astrology represents revolution and freedom. Uranus is the planet of instability and eccentricity. Uranus is the great awakener of the zodiac. And in the sky right now, Uranus is about to change signs. This is not something he does very often. Once every 7 or 8 years, Uranus will move into a new part of the zodiac. And when this occurs, a new area of your life is revolutionized and transformed in a powerful way. On May 27th, Uranus will dip into Aries for the first time in 84 years. This is exciting astrology. And from May 27th until August 13th, we will all get a taste of what this transit will feel like. After August 13th, Uranus will dip back into Pisces to finish up his lessons there. But from March 2011 until March 2019, we will all have the Uranus in Aries lessons full force going through our lives. So I wanted to give you all an idea of what this big taste of Uranus in Aries will bring to you over the summer months, because I guarantee you will all feel it. What's going to happen is Uranus is about to enter the most independent, pioneering sign of the zodiac. So we're all going to be a little more selfish than usual. We will direct this self-motivated energy in a different way, depending on where Uranus is touring our charts. So while I'm talking to you about Uranus in Aries, let me get started on the stuffed peppers. What you want to do is take an onion, and we're going to dice this onion up for our mixture that we will ultimately put in the stuffed peppers. Stuffed peppers is a great meal because it's not really difficult to make, and it's very filling, satisfying. It kind of combines everything all in one dish, and you can put it together, throw it in the oven, let it cook and forget about it, and just move on to other activities. So what we're going to do is take an onion, and you have to judge how much of the onion you're going to use. But we'll start with a half an onion, and if it looks like it's enough to me, I will stop right there. And if I think I need more, I will chop up some more. As I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking in my head, we're going to use 2.5 pounds of chopped meat for the stuffed peppers, so I might want a little bit more than a half an onion. So I'm going to take some more of this onion and chop it up. Uranus is an invigorating planet, and I've got to tell you, if you're in Aries, Uranus in your sign will change your life. No doubt about it. Uranus is going to make you want to do things that you've never done before. It's all about expressing your individuality now. You're not going to care about what anyone else thinks. It's time to be you in the most powerful way, in the most in-your-face direct way. You don't care about other people's opinions anymore. You just know that you've got to express who you are with Uranus touring your sign over the next several years. After I do the onion, I'm going to take a couple of cloves of garlic because I like a little bit of garlic in this mixture as well. So we'll start with 1 clove of garlic, and I'll see how I like it. I'm thinking maybe we'll do 2 cloves for this. So Aries, you really are the star of the Uranus show this time around, because with Uranus going through your sign, it's literally like any kind of repression that you felt you've been under for the last few years of your life. It's gone, and it's time to break through to a whole new powerful sense of self and empowerment. It's a time when your most progressive sense of self is about to be developed. Okay, so now what I need to do is get some herbs. We have fresh thyme, and I like to put fresh thyme in this mix. And I'll end up putting the thyme and the oregano straight into the pan when I saute it up. So now I'm going to bring the onions and the garlic over to the pan and get it going with the olive oil. So what you want to do is take some extra virgin olive oil and pour it into your saute pan, and then we're going to take the onions and the garlic mixture and just dump it right in. And pretty soon you'll be hearing that nice sizzle. And while we're waiting for that nice sizzle, let's take some of this fresh thyme, and you're just going to sprinkle it right in. All of this will blend into your onion, garlic, olive oil deliciousness. And this is to taste, so there are no hard and fast rules about how much thyme that you're going to put. It is always to taste. So if you're a Taurus, Uranus is awakening your subconscious mind in a powerful way. And you're going to be liberated from any of those subconscious fears that have been holding you back. And this is going to be a little scary at first because Uranus, the thing about Uranus is that he does things right away out of the blue. You don't see him coming. What you do feel, though, is that need to break out of the box in whatever area of life Uranus happens to be transiting in your chart. So all Taurians are going to have a powerful awakening where you will be liberated from whatever's been holding you back in life, whatever fears that you have going on. After we put some thyme in here, we're going to take some fresh oregano, fresh dried oregano. I like the Italian oregano or Greek oregano that you can buy in stores. And you just want to take some, crumble it up, and pour it right in. And the smell of this is fabulous. Again, you eyeball it. It's whatever looks good to you. We need some more oil here. I don't want this to dry out. I want the onions to saute nicely. And I also want to add some more thyme to this. And for Geminis, Uranus is liberating your social life. You're going to start attracting the most progressive, innovative friendships your way. You will be really enlightened by some of the people that come into your life during this time. Also, with Uranus going through your chart, Gemini, whatever long-term goals that you've had, whatever dreams you've been holding on to, well, I've got news for you. They're about to change. This is literally the kind of energy where you could have been in law school saying, I want to be a corporate lawyer, and that was your dream all of your life. Well, now Uranus is going to come and turn it upside down. You could just suddenly decide to quit school and pursue a different path altogether. That is because Uranus is having you liberate yourself from whatever it is that you thought you should be doing to help you get in touch with your true dreams and goals in life. I'm going to get some salt, and then I am going to add it to my mixture while it's all sauteing up. One of my favorite ingredients that you'll notice I tend to cook with a lot are pinoli nuts. I have a little thing about pinoli nuts, and it's probably from childhood. My nonna, which is Italian for grandma, she used to use pinoli nuts around the holidays in her cooking, and it was like a special treat that we would get because pinoli nuts are pretty expensive. And when I was a little girl, they used to only come in this container about this big, and I would see them in the kitchen. My mouth would start to water because I always loved them. But she never put enough in them because they were costly and money was a little tight. So I always said to myself, when I grow up, I will not have a pinoli nut shortage. And sure enough, as you can see, I definitely have pinoli nut compensation issues as an adult. And that probably has to do with my Taurus sun. But I'm going to add a nice handful or two of the pinoli nuts here. And we're going to saute the onions and the pinoli nuts together. And it provides a creamy, nutty flavor to the mix that's just fabulous. Always love it. Gemini. Good old Gemini. So remember, Uranus is going to wake you up in all friendships, new people, new dreams. It's coming your way. If you're a Cancer, well, your career path is about to change. I don't care what it is that you're doing now. If it's not on path with your true calling in life, you will have a 360 in career. This is a time when you might have been doing something for 20 years and just suddenly decide to quit and take on a new career path. It's a time when there's not much stability in your career, but there's guaranteed to be excitement. Sudden opportunities will come your way, so embrace that. Now, we're letting this saute, and I want it to get nice and translucent. You're seeing that the onions are almost there. I think I want to add a little bit more oregano because I really like the flavor of oregano in the stuffed pepper mix. It's so fragrant, so delicious. And while we're at it, we'll just add a little bit more thyme because it's good. If you're a Leo, Uranus will transit your chart and your deep beliefs are going to change. Your philosophy in life is about to change. So whatever it is that you've been holding on to, your morals, your value system, your personal philosophy, religious and spiritual beliefs, they are about to be liberated, and you're going to take on some new viewpoints and really embrace new paths of knowledge and wisdom. It's a time when you'll have plenty of unexpected, exciting traveling, and a time where you might go back to school as well or teach. And what you'll be learning about is a totally offbeat subject that you don't see yourself studying just yet, but you will be during the Uranus transit. So now this is almost cooked up. What I'm going to do next is teach you how to cut open the peppers and prepare them for the stuffing that we're going to put in. So when you're making these stuffed peppers, every pepper has a little bit of a different shape, and I like to kind of customize the peppers based on the shape that I'm looking at. This type of pepper and this type of pepper, to me, require a different stuffing procedure. Now, I know it sounds kind of picky, but it's just a thing I have. So for this longer pepper, I'm going to cut open like this and take out the flesh inside, go against the membrane there with my knife, and then we're going to get those seeds out, and I'm going to pull out whatever membrane I can. And then I'm taking my knife and I'm just cutting it in half. I want this to be cleaned up a little bit, so I'll take a paring knife next and just kind of take away whatever I don't want to see. And let's talk about Virgo and what you can expect with Uranus going through your chart. Boy, oh boy. Let's talk about sex. Every Virgo out there is about to have some exciting sexual activity. And I'm talking about not the carefree, spirited, casual sex. I'm talking about with an intimate partner, with someone that you are really close to. You're going to be more experimental. You're going to be awakened in your sexual life. And also, you're going to have a time to let go of any deep psychological kind of buried feelings. It's a little different from what Taurus is going through. Taurus is fears, letting go of anxieties and fears. But for you, Virgo, it's more about your repressed, buried feelings that you need to let go of and heal from. So that will be very profound for you. Now, when I have a pepper like this, a little smaller, I'm not going to cut it in half. I'm just going to cut open the front and do the same thing, dig into the side, get stuff out, and I'm going to just stuff the whole pepper because it's small enough and it'll be really yummy. And the nice thing about this is it just stands up. So I tend to kind of have them all look a little different. Now, if you are a Libra, Well, Uranus is about to change the landscape of your marriage, your partnerships. If you are married, then you can expect a complete revolution to your relationship because you really want more freedom in the context of a partnership, and so does your spouse or partner. And this doesn't necessarily mean a breakup will happen. It does mean that you're going to have to embrace some new rules in your relationship and work with that. You may have a sudden new relationship with a business partner or on a personal level. And if you're a single Libra going into this, you might just suddenly get married. This is what Las Vegas weddings are made of, Uranus transits. So don't put that past you, even if right now you're not thinking of it. So this one looks like I'm just going to cut it, and I'm going to get rid of some of the stuff inside. And in a minute, I'm going to show you what to do with the rest of this mix that we're going to stuff the peppers with. Scorpios, if you work a 9-to-5 desk job and you've been happy all your life working that 9-to-5 desk job, things might change for you. You will no longer be able to live under a routine in your work life. You're going to find it really repressing and unbearable. So you will demand more freedom on the job. If you're not freelancing, if you don't have freedom at work, you are going to need this freedom. So be sure to put yourself in a position where you can have more say about your schedule. This is also a time for Scorpios where health and alternative healing modalities will become really appealing for you, and you're going to want to explore that. Okay, so I think we have enough peppers for now. What I'm going to do next is grab the mix, put it here, and show you how I just mix in the meat. Okay, so we've got our beautiful onion, garlic, thyme, oregano, and pinoli nut mixture right here. It's cooled off just a little bit. I'm adding 2.5 pounds of ground beef to this, and I am stirring it up. I just want to incorporate all the ingredients, and you can do this neatly like this, or you could just do it with your hands, and I usually do it with my hands, I'll be honest. It's just fun to play with your food and get in there. But anyway, I'll be neat for you for now. So if you are a Sagittarius, Uranus is going to definitely rock your world, because if you are a single Sagittarian, you can expect constant stimulation from new suitors. People will be pursuing you, and you will have a lot of potential for exciting sexual experiences and play, adventure. You're itching to just have fun, and you don't want any barriers. Nothing will stand in the way of you living life like it was the biggest party. Once we've incorporated this, I like to add some breadcrumbs. And this is eyeball. Let's start with 2 handfuls and see how it goes. It's all about the feel, the look and the feel of food. Let's add some more salt. We want our meat to be well salted. And a little bit of fresh ground pepper. And while I'm mixing this, let me tell you something else, Sagittarius. If you are planning to have a family, this could be a really stimulating time because Uranus will help you. The part of your chart that Uranus will tour rules children. So you might have a child during this transit, and it might be an unexpected pregnancy. So if you are not looking to expand your family right now, be aware of that potential. Creative projects for you will shine. And it's a time when your most progressive, innovative, artistic pursuits will be met with great success. I'm looking at this, and I've got to touch it. There's no other way for me to do it. I like to touch my food. So it feels a little too wet for me. I'm going to add a little more breadcrumb because I don't want it to be dry, but I want it to kind of stick. I want it to have a little moisture, and I want it to stick. And the breadcrumb also adds a nice crunch to it. You'll see when it browns up in the oven, there's that nice little crunch on top. I love the crust that it helps develop. Okay, so if you wind up adding it all, this was about 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs to 2.5 pounds of meat. But again, it's the feel. So I don't know, I might not even add the rest of it. I don't think I will. I think I'm good. I have just enough moisture, but it feels like the perfect consistency, the perfect blend of wet but not sopping wet. And we're ready now to stuff our peppers. You just grab a handful, take your pepper, and you want to stuff. Be generous. Don't be shy, because whoever's eating this wants to have a lot of yummy, delicious stuffing. Take one of the red ones that we sliced in a different way, and it's the same thing. You just stuff it. It looks really good, and I know it's going to taste good. Okay, so we've got that going. So Sagittarians, if you're married, this transit's still going to bring a lot of fun to you, and it might even bring the temptation to have an affair. It will likely bring the opportunity, and I'm not saying you would act on it. That's always free will. That's your choice. It's your life. If your marriage is not going so well, who knows? But Sagittarians, you will likely have an opportunity. If you're a Capricorn, your whole entire domestic life is changing. It will be revolutionized. During this transit, every Capricorn will likely move or change the home in some way, really renovate your home. And there's a lot of unexpected activity in the home life. So you can expect some significant domestic changes during this time. You're really being revolutionized in your view of family and your roots and your traditions. So that should be very exciting for you. If you're an Aquarius, you're going to be learning some new, you're going to be really receptive to some unusual topics, and you're going to be expressing your ideas, your more innovative, progressive ideas without hesitation. This will be a really positive time for inventors who have Aquarius strong in their chart, because you will likely invent something very just ahead of your time. Amazing, amazing time for your mind. If you are a Pisces, Uranus will transit through the area of your chart that has to do with your income and your values and your self-worth. And you are really, really liberating yourself. You're going to come into contact with the true talents that make you unique and original. And once you begin to embrace those talents, you'll be able to market them and create new forms of wealth for yourself. This can be an unstable time in finances, especially while you're going through the process of learning what those talents are. So there might be some ups and downs to your income. But ultimately, the point of the Uranus transit for you is to awaken you to your powerful talents and abilities. Okay, so now we've stuffed our peppers. I don't need this one. We've got an extra guy here. So I'm going to put this in an oven, 425 degrees, for between 30 and 40 minutes until everything is cooked up, the peppers are soft, and we have a nice golden crust. Our stuffed peppers have baked in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes, and this is the finished product. It looks perfect. There's a nice crunch on the top. The peppers are softened to the perfect consistency, and I'm going to open it up so you can see what the filling looks like. It is steaming hot. And we have bits of onion, pinoli nuts, the thyme, the oregano. It's all so perfect. Amazing. There's crunch, flavor. So perfect with a glass of red wine. And as a side dish, I threw together a little tomato salad with an interesting cheese that I just found for the first time called Caciocavallo. It's a very soft, nutty cheese. It's got a great depth, a nice aftertaste. And I thought it would be fun to pair it with a little tomatoes, some oregano, olive oil, and maybe a touch of really high quality aged balsamic vinegar. And you've got a meal fit for a king or a queen. Now, Uranus in astrology, everyone, it is the planet of revolution. You're all about to be awakened in a fabulous, fascinating, and exciting way. I hope you use this transit well. Don't be afraid of the changes that are coming into your life. Embrace them and know that the universe wants you to go to the next level in your life, and the universe is here to help you achieve that.